Trust yourself, be yourself, and invest in yourself. Sometimes in life, you need to be a little greedy, and that's perfectly fine. If not, it's the better thing to do. People confuse being selfish and being greedy, which gives selfish a bad connotation. But really, at least like to me, being selfish is just putting yourself first, which is perfectly fine. You know, you could do that whenever. It's really just prioritizing you above everybody else, which is something you should be doing at times, if not all the time. Actually, it's better this way because if you take care of yourself more, you have more of yourself to give, more love to give. And so that's why I'm asking you to take this path in your life where you should care for yourself, prioritize yourself, and most importantly, trust yourself. Okay. Trusting yourself is one of the most important things you can do for self-improvement. But let's take a step back. What do I mean by trusting yourself? What does that mean exactly? So you can take trusting yourself in a whole lot different ways, but it's one thing to say that, and it's a whole nother thing to implement that into your life, to actually trust yourself. But one example is working out, a simple way to start self-improvement, and it requires a lot of self-trust. So let's say you started working out every day. You started working out every day. You started implementing this new habit into your routine daily for you or whatever. It's going to take you a while to get yourself where you want to be, and it's going to take a lot of effort and time. And there might be no indicators and telling you that you're making any progress. You need to keep investing in your time and effort into building up this new habit. And eventually, after some time, inevitably, you'll eventually break through this wall and start seeing progress finally, because you trusted that your time and investment was into this new habit was actually working. And all those years and pain you put into this new habit will be all worth it, because every bit counts. This is because you trusted in yourself. You invested in yourself like a stock or a property, and it's one of the best feelings of accomplishment that you'll ever feel. So I'm gonna take another step further and get a little more real and tell you why you should be doing all this for you and only you, nobody else. And that's important. So once you start, starting self-improvement, and you hook your motivation and value to somebody else, like a girlfriend, for example, then you start building your foundation around them, which is not healthy at all to do. Your life will sort of revolve around them, and eventually you become dependent. So when they go absent, your foundation crumbles, and so do you. Therefore, you become more dependent on that person, and that never ends well. Make sure you're doing this all for you. And it's not bad to, have other people in your life to help you, but it's bad to hook yourself around them, to revolve your life around anybody else but you. It becomes unhealthy. It becomes what's the word? Claustrophobic for them sometimes. And so really, you just need to work on yourself, and they'll come to you. Once you build your foundation around yourself, nobody or no relationships can really crumble that, because you have security, you have trust in yourself, and you have built your foundation around yourself. By the way, if you feel like you're doing all this foundation for somebody else right now, if you feel like that right now, just tell yourself that you aren't, that you're doing it for you. Just lie to yourself and gaslight yourself, and eventually your brain will shift towards that mindset. Just keep that mindset on at all times, and even affirm yourself every day. If write it down every day if you want to. And so eventually, if you reach this right mindset, this correct mindset, your insecurity should start fading away, and everybody has insecurities, and it won't completely fade away, but it should help with that insecurity problem. And nobody's actions, nobody's opinions, and nobody's absence will, disturb you. It won't stop you from going, because you're you and nobody else. And you shouldn't care about them and only care about you because you're secure in who you are. Okay, so now that you're in the right mindset, what you got to do now is to make a plan for the future for yourself, nobody else. Create a focus that focuses on your passions, your happiness, and helps build up yourself. And definitely aligns with your values. And sometimes finding this passion, finding this focus requires you sitting down for hours by yourself, just staring at a blank wall, because you gotta like keep yourself away from the distractions. And once you do find this focus, it makes things easier. Because, for example, if you are going along with life and you don't have any goal, you'll just let things like take you where you want to be because you don't have like a goal in life. And if any obstacles come by, you don't know where to go. But if you have a focus in life and there's an obstacle in the way of where you want to be, you'll know where to go. You can go around those obstacles to reach that focus, that goal. And while you're striving for that goal, you can keep on focusing on your system that brings you closer to that goal, which might be another thing I might talk about later. But I think that's all I have for you guys. I hope this helps you in any way, shape, or form. Remember to be yourself and trust yourself and love yourself.